Hello dear students, welcome back to E-Classes of Commerce Standard 12th. In this video, we are going to begin new topic that is decentralization. Let's study in detail about it. Let's understand both the terms centralization and decentralization. Here in the picture you can see that first is centralization and the next picture is of decentralization. In centralization, the major power lies within the top level and the most of the decisions are taken by top level. But in decentralization, decision making is done by all the levels and the certain kind of decisions are taken as per the requirement of work needed. So by this picture we understand that where all the power lies only within the upper level management, that is centralization, and where the power is distributed among all the levels, that is called decentralization. Here in the picture of centralization you can see that to take any small decision or any major decisions, each one have to consult the top level management. You can see in this picture of centralization. And in the picture of decentralization, as you can see, powers are distributed. So each one can take decisions on their own as per their powers. Now let's understand the meaning of decentralization. Let's read the meaning. The delegation of power from upper to lower level in orderly manner is known as decentralization. That means the flow of power moves from upper level to lower level in sequence, that is called decentralization. Now, it does not mean that all the powers are given by upper level administrators to the lower level, but most of the powers are given, and that is called decentralization of power. Now, let's have a look on definition of decentralization. Let's read it. According to Henry Fayol, to assign powers to the superiors, to enable distribution of work and to include in decision-making process is called decentralization. That means the main work of top-level management is to give the powers to the heads of departments and to also give them proper work according to their abilities and skill, and make sure that they are included in decision making process, as their advice and suggestion is also very useful for the management. So we have to make sure to assign the powers to the superiors, to enable the distribution of work and to include in decision making process. All three together is called decentralization. Let's understand the importance of decentralization. We all know the success of any business unit depends on the proper distribution of authority and responsibilities. In the centralization of power, there may be possibilities of that decisions taken can be not logically, or whatever the decisions are taken are non-scientifically, or there is no cooperation, and we may also have the chances of lack of specialization, and there is more workload on the employees. So all these possibilities are there in the centralization of power. But in the idea of decentralization, power is seen in the majority of cases, like the employee or the worker who is handling or managing the particular work, he has been given the powers to take major decisions regarding that particular work. So decentralization is popular in modern time. Let's understand its importance one by one. First, quick decisions. In decentralization, quick decisions are possible as powers are distributed. For example, a person who is managing a particular work or activity is involved completely and has the power to take the decision regarding that particular work. So quick decisions are taken, and that also effectively. Second, less workload on top level. In centralization, we saw that there was more burden on top level management, as whole and sole powers lies within the top level management. But in decentralization, powers are distributed among middle level management and bottom level management. So the workload on top level is very less, as powers to take decisions regarding their work are given to them. Third point, increased in motivation. Here in decentralization, employees get motivated as they feel they do have participation in decision making process, which makes them feel their importance in the organization. And when their decisions are success, they feel confidence and their confidence is raised or gained, and even they get experience to deal with the situations. Fourth point, increase in management abilities. As in decentralization, middle level management and bottom level employees are given powers to take decisions on their own, and as they are taking powers repeatedly and being success repeatedly, the skill is developed, the ability is developed to be a leader, and hence they become efficient leaders. In this way, they develop management abilities and they also learn to administer control. As they are taking frequently decisions and they are getting success, in this way, the future managers emerge. Fifth point, effective control. As powers are distributed among middle level employees and bottom level employees, so they even have a powers to rectify the mistakes and take disciplinary actions, which becomes easy for them. Hence, effective control is maintained. Sixth point, harmony is created. As the powers are distributed here, all the levels of officers and employees, they are only the decision makers, they are only the followers. So they come together and discuss the things and then they take proper decision. In this way, an environment of harmony is created. Now, let's have a look on limitations of decentralization. Let's read it. Decentralization is not useful if organization is running on a very small scale. So if the business organization or business unit is on a small scale, then decentralization is not accepted, as secrets of the business unit cannot be maintained. So this is the only limitation of decentralization. So here we have completed the topic decentralization, its meaning, importance and limitation. In our next video, we are going to study about delegation of authority. Till then, revise the topic, go through it thoroughly.